Hi there, it's Mark from Snooker Crazy. We've been asked recently as to whether you can make your own snooker ferrules. The question seems to be people want shorter or longer ones, but they don't like the screw-in type, and sometimes the slip-on ones are a little bit harder to come across. So the answer is yes. I'll show you how to do it. Right, if you take yourself a standard piece of brass tubing, solid brass, 1mm thick by 10mm, or the external diameter, so whatever you want really for your cue size, but we'll take 10mm for this example. What I say to start with is clean up the end with some steel wool. Use a 10,000 grit steel wool if you can. Might be a bit difficult to see in here, but we'll see. So it's quite tarnished, which is oxidised on the outside. There you go, that's not bad. It's a little bit easier obviously to clean it now than it will be when you get it as small as a ferrule size. So I always do that to start with. Now take yourself a standard set of pipe cutters. These are about 15mm to 28. It's a Rothenberger, but you can get a normal size for about £6 odd in B&Qs. Take the little tool out of the end, and that's like a deburrer. So just put it in there. If there's any sort of muck on the inside, just to get it fairly square. Don't go too mad because you don't want to take the wall thickness down, and that will get you a good start whilst you've got a decent length. Right, next thing is to measure down how much you want and mark that. You can either mark it with a pencil, or if you've been around a bit, you put your thumb there and just score it. That's the same thing, probably a pencil in this for yourselves if you've not done it too often. Open these up, take it down to the required length, and just let it pinch just enough to hold them there. Then what you do, and this is the art, that you'll save yourself a lot of time if you don't screw it up too tight, because otherwise you'll create too much of a burr afterwards. Just gently go around a little bit at a time, tightening it. If you've done it a few times, as I have, cut thousands of metres of pipe over the years as a heating engineer, a little bit more, and just keep doing it until it goes really loose again. It won't take long. Again, it's gone a bit loose, a little bit. So it's about 1mm thick brass, and it's a little bit harder than copper, so definitely try and take your time with it. Again, it's a little bit. It'll probably take you about 20 seconds, I would think. Another bit more. And just be a little bit patient until you eventually get there. Can't be too far off now. Obviously there's many different ways you can make your own ferrules, but this is probably the cheapest. The brass tube I just got off of eBay. You might have to go through a few different types until you get the one that you think is the type you want. But if you're making cues or repairing cues, real simple way to get yourself the ferrule and the ferrule size that you want. Yeah, we're getting there now. Right. Just the last little bit, I'll just put my thumb in there so I don't drop it on the floor. There you go. So you got one ferrule to start with. You can probably see maybe just about a little bit of burr coming off the end of that. What we're going to do now is I'll just show you how to square it up. We have to take the camera off, which might be a bit of a pain. So excuse the camera going all over the place. Now, what we're going to do now is I've got some 10,000 grit steel wool. Just want to take off any little lines that might be on there, so you can see it. I'm just going to gently rub it up, a bit difficult with one hand. Just to go around and take any of the wheel marks off from the cutters. So as long as you didn't go too tight, you shouldn't have too much on there. See how we're getting on. Not too bad. Right. So pretty good. Good that way. Right, I'm just going to deburr that again. Give me 2 seconds. Obviously trying to get this in the camera, which is not easy. Right, again one-handed, which is not the way. It's a bit of 600 grit sandpaper there. Now this is going to definitely be awkward. I'm just going to do this, I'll show you at this distance. I'm going to get it flat on there, just try and keep it flat, and very gently just do a figure of 8. And it just skims off that last little bit and then spin it over and do that again. I'll just quickly do that with 2 hands. I'll put the camera back on. There you go. Alright, you should probably be able to see my arm moving a bit. It is as simple as that. It's just a skim. Right, one snooker ferrule. I can get this to come a bit closer. There you go. Just about to see that, I would imagine. As much as that probably took a few minutes, it's a lot quicker than that obviously when you're not trying to film it. Now, are they good enough for a snooker cue? Yeah, they're just the same as what you get on anything else, but this is obviously a length you can make yourself. As what I've done earlier, just on a bit of standard wood. Just get them on there. There you go. Just tap it on. Nice and tight with a toffee hammer, nice and square. I cut this with a 10 in the machine, so that's absolutely perfect. But yeah, very good. Get it back in the picture, it should be good. So, if you want to cut your own snooker ferrules, if you're doing repairs, then yes, it can be done with brass. So, hope that helped. Ta-da, see you again.